to another edition of Sports Talk. Kamau Felix, how's everybody doing today?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, young man. Look at you. Look at you. What jersey you got there?
I got Golf.
Jared Goff?
Mr. Golf.
Is that the Lions, Jared Goff?
Yeah, that's the Lions, Jared Goff.
All right. So that's the Lions jersey.
Man. Yeah, the new boy.
Hey, all right. I like that. Enthusiasm. I have to agree with you. I'm enthusiastic about this season coming up. I like our chances. I like what we have the possibility to do with the good young line offensively and defensively. But we're going to get to that on a whole nother show, especially since that's something we can tie into next week with Father's Day, the OTAs that they just had. But football is coming, so that's the exciting part about here in this area. All right, as always, we want to start by asking you to like and click share and invite people. Get on the phone, get on the hot wire, get on the old school. Hit the the telegraph. Get on the telegraph. Get the string out with the soup can on the other end, and tell them to come check us out. Kamau and Felix with Sports Talk. We're gonna have some fun today talking about all things sports. And make sure you click the bell for future events. And as always, we're gonna start by plugging the book. Go out and get Marcus's book. Gratefulness Journey Every Day. I like this book. It's so colorful. It stands out to you. And then of course you got the man, the myth, the legend, Marcus Holmes right here on there. Go ahead, go to Amazon and just put in Marcus Holmes. Follow him on Amazon and buy the book. And you can get it on Prime. Prime Day is coming up. Add that to your Prime Day list and get it in your house. And you can start your gratefulness journey any day. You don't have to be, I'm going to start on the 1st. I'm going to start on the 15th. You can start it. That's just like weight loss. People say, I'm going to wait till after the weekend because I know I'm going to be eating good. Well, just eat a little less. Because I'm guilty of that myself. I'm going to start on Monday.
Start on Monday, right? Blue Monday.
And then, Monday come by, be Thursday. Ooh, I was supposed to start. All righty. And let's see here. One more time, make sure you click like, share, and tag someone to come in and check us out. And don't forget, Monday night, movie fun night, June 18th for Father's Day weekend, which is coming up this Friday. So you want to make sure you get your tickets for that. And I can't think of the gentleman name, the actor. I don't know how Marcus got that guy to come in and do that promo. But the actor that came in and did that was excellent, Mr. Weebay. And he, as soon as I saw that about fell out, like, oh man, who did Marcus Bride to get this guy here today? But it worked out beautifully. All right, first thing we're gonna start with NBA playoffs first round recap. Were you surprised at all, sir?
Yeah, I was. I'm surprised. I'm surprised those Lakers is at home.
I'm still surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really still surprised that Phoenix. Not only did they jump on them mentally, they jumped on them physically.
Yes,
and Father Time fell apart for LeBron, and Father Time fell apart for AD. Well, he really too young for all that. But when your body is stretched to the limits like that, it's bound to happen. Oftentimes, big players like that have those shoulder problems moving forward. The kid that played for Lakers last year with the 76ers, he had that in the middle of his career. He was a fire first ballot Hall of Famer, and all of a sudden his arms and shoulders and everything started giving him problems. So it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon.
Yeah. Take care of your body.
Yep. And LeBron's been lucky because he's basically hired a designated trainer. He spends $1 million literally a year to keep his body together. That's a part of his contract because he knew up front. He knew up front even as a kid. That's something that if you want longevity, you got to stay in shape. Something he dedicates himself to year round. And so I guess that helps with his longevity. 17, 18 years in the league, and he really don't look. He suffered like the rest of us. But
I ain't there yet. I still
I hope you don't. Just
I hope I don't need it.
because he was going to the point where he was getting the tape down and the
the
glue
tape
on
down.
and he was coming up in the game. I was like, this is Three Stooges. I was feeling bad for him, but I understand. That's like a woman. One woman, her hair's her crown. She want to make sure her hair's together. That's why weed is a multi-billion-dollar business from all over the world. And they wearing synthetic hair, real hair, horse hair, and donkey hair, whatever. If you can get it to grow long on somebody, they growing it out, washing it down, conditioning it, dyeing it, fried, dye, lace it side, put it on. So I get it. So what about Dallas Clippers? I'm still intrigued about that series. Dallas is up 3-2.
You know what? The Luka, you ain't got no help.
Yeah, if you look at it, you got Porzingis and you got big number 51. He can just literally take the ball and drop it in the hoop. But he can't get up and down the court like that. If they get into a wide open game, there's nothing that he can do. Right. He's defensively he's pretty decent because he can get position. He can put his arms up. It's hard to shoot over him. But in terms of if we get into a straight up and down running game, he gonna go from free throw line to free throw line. He ain't gonna get all the way up and down the court. Right. And so that holds him up.
Right.
Now, Dame time. Dame went down at 5.
I forgot about Dame time. Yeah,
Dame went down at 5.
Ran out. I think he gonna have to leave Portland.
I think he's thinking about it. He really don't want to.
Yeah.
But if he wants to go where he wants to go in terms of getting championships, he may have to. And I feel bad for the guy because he's one who publicly said, "This is where I want to be. I like it here in Portland. They support me. I want to win here." And it's kind of hard to do being in a small market, being a small market like that. People don't want to go to Portland. No. What's there to do in Portland, Oregon?
Fish.
Go see Nike. Nike. That's where they're based, but that's not even. It's not even Portland, but they in Oregon. You can't do. You're right. You can go fishing and hunting, and the weather up there is much like what we have here in Detroit, but a little bit worse because it's still a little bit more northern than what we are. And so, it's hard to attract those players that come to the small market. So you look at Milwaukee, they have a good, they drafted well, but attracted free agents. Same thing when LeBron was in Cleveland. They drafted well. It was hard to attract free agents until LeBron had to go recruit. You look at who else? Let's see who else. Sacramento. It's hard. They gotta do it in. They really not gonna do it in free agency. They got to do it in the draft, and they got to get a little lucky. So you see those small market teams like that, you have those issues. Let's see here. The Knicks.
Whew. Yeah, they had a good season. I didn't expect them to do too much in the playoffs anyway. I mean, they ain't been to the playoffs since what 2010.
Yeah,
so it was time. I mean, Madison Square Garden, the mecca of basketball. Excuse me, they got a chance to. Tom Thibodeau won Coach of the Year. He should have. Yeah. It should have been him or Monty Williams, the coach of the Phoenix Suns. But I didn't expect him to do that. I
was glad to see Spike Lee back in the building, wearing his crazy outfits. Yeah. So that made me happy to see. I don't know if they made up yet, but he did go through the tunnel on the way out after that last game in a huff. So I guess that might have been something. He's still good to go through his regular entrance. Now what do they do to the Lakers now? What happens to them? Do they break up the band?
You break up some of the pieces, but I think you build more around AD per se, LeBron. Because LeBron only probably got a year, maybe another season, maybe full. And then you got to look too, the season about to start on time this time. See, last time it didn't start on time. It's going to start on time this time. So with them being out, that gives them a chance to get their bodies healed. Rob Pelinka, he's going to have a nice little job this offseason because he's going to have to get the pieces. Like they said, Dennis Schroeder probably not coming back. Kuzma probably not coming back. What's his name? Gasol probably not coming back. Yeah. If it was me and I was Rob, I would just build around AD.
Right.
with LeBron on the side piece. I mean, because if you look at the pieces they lost, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. If you'd have kept Rondo, you could have let Danny Green go. But if you'd have kept Rondo, you would have kept Dwight Howard. Yep. I think they still playing. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
But
Dwight Howard still he over there causing trouble in Philly right now.
Right, and that's
Philly
what I'm saying.
doing strong.
You would have had more bigs. You wouldn't even needed to sign Drummond because that would have just been. You would have had Corey. You would have had JaVale McGee. So you wouldn't even needed to sign Andre Drummond. But yeah, I think that's what you build around. I think you build around more AD, Pose, LeBron, and then you go from there. I think even if it was me, I let Frank Vogel go. Your in-game management is horrible, man. You don't know when to stop the bleeding. Basketball is a game of runs. You have to know when to stop the run and when to adjust to the run. He doesn't get that.
They never should have hired him in the first place.
I mean, they had to. You know what I'm saying? Because you had just got rid of who was the coach before that? Wasn't it Luke Walton? No,
it was Walton. Yep.
Okay, so you had to hire him. You know, Jason Kidd wasn't ready, and then Tyronn Lue that got picked up by the Clippers.
They didn't want to pay Ty Lue.
Right.
They wanted to give him 3. He was asking 5, and they gave Vogel what he asked for.
Yeah, I think that's what you need. You know, just gonna let him go. Okay, you won one. You had the parade. Now it's not going to pass it to Jason Kidd.
Yeah, because that's why I think they may be a little bit of rumblings in the background because Kidd was Dame trying to get him to come to Portland. As soon as he said something about it, Kidd quickly said, No. Right. Take my name out of this.
Right.
I don't want to be, I don't want to be associated with that. So that kind of lets you know there might be something going on in the background that we may not be privy to.
Right.
But that might be the.
Or he could be going for the Boston job.
That's true. That's true. They're looking at that's what brings us right to our next thing. First, really quickly before we go there, Curry to LA. Steph Curry go to LA. What you think?
Who? Did you say Curry?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Man, where he at, man? Nah. Look, Steph, I'm saying it right now. June 12th at what time? June 12th at 11:12 Saturday a.m. Steph Curry goes to the Lakers. I'm no longer a Laker fan. I'm out.
Well, it brings a whole nother dimension.
I'm out. I quit. I'm out. I quit. Retire.
Golden State got to do something. We talked about them last time. I know they talking about. I know we said they should probably break up the band, but where does the band go from there? You still got some,
Here's a twist. How about Dame Lillard to the Lakers?
I like that even better, honestly.
Yeah,
because he has a little bit more toughness that he's a little bit more of a quote unquote Laker greedy guy kind of guy.
Yeah, bring Dame Lillard to the Lakers. I'm telling you, you heard it here. If Steph is a Laker, I'm out. I'm out.
Understandable. Now we were talking about the culture carousel, Boston, Jason Kidd, prominent, and our old Piston favorite, Big Shot. What's his name?
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups. They say them 2 number 1 guys.
Nah. Chauncey ain't ready yet. He ain't ready.
He be fussing a lot on that sideline, though. He stepped right up to that line and he gets the points crossed.
It's easy to sit on the sideline and coach than have to actually be the coach. See what I'm saying? When you behind the scenes, it's easier to be behind the scenes than actually have to, okay, call timeout. Let me sub this player. Do I sub this player? Nah, he ain't ready yet.
Really quickly, good morning, Miss Tammy Williams and Jerome Rutledge. Thank you for joining us this morning here on All Things Sports, Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. And thank you for doing so. And if you guys can also click like, share, and tag somebody to come in and join us and give us your feedback. If we're saying some things that you think that's off the wall, or you want to, we saying some things that's great, let us know. We want the feedback. That's what we're here for. We want to know what you feel, how you think about things, because this is our show. Felix and I are running, on here talking about the sport. We want everybody to get involved in what we're doing, make this thing and grow this phenomenon that is what it is. the Kamau and Felix show. We want to grow this exponentially, infinitely into all the wonderful parts of the world, so we all can and have some fun and talk and monetize. That's the word, monetize. We will monetize this thing at some point. That's always the goal. If this is fun, but if you can get paid to do what you like, why not do that too? All right, let's see. Indiana. And no really no names to come out that area in terms of who want to go coach over there.
Yeah, they got rid of him. I don't know. Indiana it's like you said, it's not a big market. It's not a place where you're really trying to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they keep a star here and there, but it's not, I don't know. I don't know who get that job. I don't even know if anybody want that job.
I have no idea. They might have to go get a rookie or something, somebody out there that's not even CBA anymore. What's the G League? Maybe the best coach in the G League can come over.
I don't know. Maybe they can ask Jalen to come out the booth and see if Jalen might say he used to play there. So I don't know.
He did. I would tell you, I love Jalen Rose.
Right.
First of all, he and I had the same birthday. We're a year apart. Same day, January 30th. Second of all, every show he got on something Detroit. Every one of his Jalen Jacoby shows, he got on something Detroit, hat, shirt, something. It's Detroit in his background. He Detroit 100%. So
Absolutely.
you gotta love a guy represent like that. It's like you got your jersey on. I'm gonna start picking my game up. You got to represent Detroit. This is a wonderful area that people want to put down. But hey, this is our city. We still love our city.
Absolutely.
Portland. Who wants to go up there and coach?
Portland. See, that's like you said earlier. Nobody's trying to go to Portland, man. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Dame got to leave, man. Dang, he got to leave, or he gonna keep coming up short.
Yeah. He putting the numbers. He putting in the work. It's not like he not up there trying. When you shooting from the half court, from the side,
shooting from the half court,
just trying anything you can do to get a shot off.
Right.
You got to love him, Mr. Albuquerque Hernandez. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about the coaching carousel, the coaches that have been let go so far in the NBA. Let's go a little bit back to Boston really quickly. The lateral move by the coach to become the GM, Danny Ainge stepping down. Oh, I did not like that. I thought that was not a good look at all.
I think
the head coach.
I think that was just a way of avoiding firing Brad Stevens.
Yeah, I thought Brad Stevens was his time has come. He did what he got him as best as he could. For the talent that he had, he got him as far as that he could. In the playoffs, he never missed the playoff. When he got to the conference championship, twice was it? Once or twice, something like that.
Correct.
And when you go out on the first round like that and say, "Hey, we love you, but this is about winning." At this level, this is exactly what it is.
Right.
And you can't be mad when you have to, when we buy you out because it looks good. The rest of your contract, and when you get to come in here and still do interviews and do the what you call it, the pre-game and the post-game, and then when you sit in the stands, they put the camera on you.
Right.
Why not? And that because of course they kept floating the idea of him going back to Butler or the Indiana before that job was taken. So that to me, that's still a kind of a messy situation. And they're going to need to do something relatively soon. They always make sure the new coaches are in place before the next draft. Next draft will be, relatively quick right after the finals. They're going back to their regular schedule. They'll be in Portsmouth real soon with the seniors and the invited other players, and so they'll start getting ready for the draft. Mr. Philip P.D. Patrick, thank you for joining us here on Sports Talk with Kamau and Felix. And we are just wrapping up our first round wrap up for the NBA playoffs and talking about the coaching carousel of the coaches that have decided maybe they wanted to, or it was decided for them. It was time for them to go. And my job, they got a saying: you volunteer or you voluntold. And so I guess some of these guys were voluntold, and maybe they thought they were going to volunteer to leave, but they changed the code on the lock anyway. Make sure you click on the bell for reminders of future shows, and don't forget about the upcoming show we have Friday in the Love Stuff community for Father's Day, the movie night, and Mr. El Bay. I'm saying that, make sure I say his name right. Let me really quickly go back to that one. I gotta scroll back up for that so I can get that gentleman's name. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let me quickly say his name so I know we can keep the show moving. But we had a wonderful promo by that gentleman, so we want to make sure that you guys come out and support for that for Father's Day. Speaking of which, we are doing Mr. Weebay. We are doing another show next week in support of Father's Day. I'm gonna try and get my sons to come on with me. That's kind of scaring me right now because you never know what they're gonna say, even though you prep them ahead of time. Get my daughter; she want to come on, and hopefully I get at least somebody to come on with me. It depends on what day of the week it is. They may not like me very much, depending on if I have to fuss about them dishes getting done and stuff that fathers make the children have to do that they don't want to do, and then you get blamed for being the bad guy. I'll be a bad guy. Clean that dang on room. Clean them kitchen. Get that kitchen together. But that's what you're supposed to do when you're a parent. You're all right to take that lightning rod, but that's fine with me. But I still love you, and we're going to still move forward. And that's part of parenting. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but the difference was if I didn't get it done, it was 3 a.m. and I had an elbow dropped on me in my chest to get them dishes done. And I got cussed out so much that the whole neighborhood would come check on me later on. You all right, man? She said some words this time I ain't never heard before.
Okay.
Which is true. All true stories. All right, let's move forward a little bit. Second round action. We got a couple questions. I've been trying to do things a little bit different. I'm trying to keep up with the time and keep up with the different. Every section, give each section so much time so we can make sure we stay on time. We're a little bit ahead of time right now, but that's all right. Let's start with the second round. Hey, Miss Mary, Rita Neal, thank you for joining us. We're just moving into our next section. We will start talking about the second round action. And always click share, and tag someone to come join us. Make sure you get the book, Gratefulness Journey, every day by Mr. Marcus Holmes. And who was Marcus Holmes? You want to know who that guy is? That handsome young man right there. See that guy right there? See that guy? Right there. See that? And how can you get this book, you say? How can you get this book? It's real simple. All you got to do is go on Amazon, and you can just click on the little open, you search for something, put in Marcus Holmes. Put on Marcus Holmes. That's all you got to do. Put on Marcus Holmes. And then you can follow him there, and then you can buy the book. Prime Day is coming up. Make that a prime selection for your Prime Day and start your gratefulness journey. You never know when you don't have to be next week. You can start it right here, right now before you even get the book. Just think of some things you're grateful for, and remember, I've had to remind myself many times over the last couple of weeks. I have to be grateful for what I have, not for what I don't have. I'm grateful that I'm blessed with the things that I do have, because oftentimes I'm very guilty of this. Man, I want this. I want this. I want to do this. I can't do it. And I just say, no, can't. You can. The question is when. And are you happy for what you have? Because if you're not happy with what you have, you may not have it very much longer. And that is not the thing you want to walk yourself into when you get to the point where God said, oh, okay, you asked for it, I give it to you. Now you don't want it no more? All right, well, let me take that on back. And you can get this over here, something a little bit less. You may not be, you be comfortable, but not as comfortable you are now. So I always have to do that and make sure that I stay grateful for the things that I have. And I'm grateful right now that we have some nice people coming to hang out with us. Thank you for everyone for joining us. We do really appreciate that. Michael Williams is with us today. All right. So I guess the promotions are working. So thank you guys for coming on in. If you have comments about anything that we're talking about, go ahead and say something. Put it in the chat. We will address it. We don't mind talking back to our audience because that's what you're here for. I know they do a lot of shows. You see them on TV. They go back and forth and they put the time up and go. We do that, but we want to hear from you too. Charlie Hawkins, welcome on this glorious Saturday morning. I'm overjoyed right now to have everybody joining us today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's start with the second round. Before the other day, I did this Wednesday. Can Milwaukee survive? I thought Milwaukee was going to get ran out the building, but it's 2-1 now. They put the defense on Brooklyn, held them to 83 points. I want to say. What I've always said: if you play defense against Brooklyn and don't let them get in that wide open style, that's not their forte. They like to get up and down, run, kick the ball out, shoot three, uncontested layups in rhythm. But when you clamp down on them, they half court sets aren't the strongest. No. And so that's something they needed to have worked out earlier. But with them having all those injuries early on, that wasn't easy for them to do, because when you start getting this further down in the show, in the big show in the playoffs, you need to be able to run a half court set to get that 2 points when you need it. And it's not as easy for them when Milwaukee said, we're going to shut this down. Because they were, I think Milwaukee had beat them 4 times out of 6 during the regular season. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it wasn't like Milwaukee didn't know how to beat them. It's just that.
Yeah. But the playoffs is a whole different other animal, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you just said, the playoffs is totally different. Like, I thought if they would have lost, the other night, Thursday night, they would have got swept.
Mm-hmm.
they were going to get swept.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, I mean, if you play defense on Brooklyn, but the only thing is they have no answer for KD. None.
I don't think anybody got an answer, KD.
I don't think nobody has an answer for him either.
Nobody. If he got it going, if he got a shot going, which he does 70% of the time, right, he still can disrupt defensively with his long arms. He's not a great defensive player, but he's adequate enough to start trouble. And offensively, he can still go to the hole, and his free throws, he's a solid free throw shooter, so he can go to the hole and get fouled. And if he get an and one, if not, he gonna go knock down 2 free throws and do what he's supposed to do. So for him, he's that problem right now. We're gonna tie that in a little bit later, but let's see, 2-1. They are in Milwaukee right now.
Correct.
For game 3. That's coming up, I think, tomorrow. I want to say they play Thursday.
Tomorrow.
They might play today. Might be today. Okay. I didn't get a chance to look at the TV schedule. So it's what you call a series. It's at the point now where it's the intrigue is still there. Not to the point where you're like, I'm not watching the next game because then they got whooped these last 3. So it's 2-1, and Milwaukee is stating their case with the young gentleman, Mr. Giannis, and that boy, if he's been MVP twice. He's been MVP twice with literally not much of a game. His game is bully ball, not even really bully ball. Get out in the open court and dunk on you. He posts you up and with them long arms, and he can literally stretch from the free throw line to the hole because he's so long.
Right.
Just imagine if he continue to work on his game. Continue.
Yeah.
He's not much for a jump shooter, but he make them. He make them more than he don't. His jumper not wet, but it's not broke either. He's not shooting bricks, so when he get hot, that little funny push shot that he have, it go down. I really do like that boy. I can't say his name, his last name to save my life. That's why I just say Giannis, and he killing them. But he got an opportunity to come back. He's had an opportunity to come back for this game 3. We'll see what's happen in game 4 because he has the heart of a lion. That much I can say. He don't back down to nobody.
Yeah.
He don't back down. So I would like to see him talk a little junk to KD, honestly, because he don't back down. He talk junk to everybody.
Right.
He don't do it like blatant, but you see him, you see this, that's that sly walk past you.
Right.
That's him. But people get mad enough, that's when he really start talking. And I like to see that. It's a part of the game. When I play sports, anybody tell you if I'm talking junk, I'm losing. I'm trying to get you out your game. I've never been one to talk junk in the middle of a game. If I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, I don't even think about the phone. I'm just going to work. But if y'all killing us, I got to talk to you. I got to see what you're doing and what I can do to get you out your game. And it was always silly, stupid stuff. Like, you know you can't eat peanut butter with the butt end of the bread. Huh? I got you. Let's go. That was always my trash talk. Little stupid stuff like that. Because the minute I get you thinking about that, do I really need to make a sandwich like that? You ain't thinking about what you're supposed to do. That's how I talk, guys. Let's see here. The Surgeon Sons.
That was the who?
The Surgeon Sons. Them boys up 3-0.
3-0.
Did you think that was gonna happen?
No, I didn't. That came out of nowhere. I sure didn't.
I had no idea. The young cat.
But this Denver team now, remember, this is the same Denver team that's been down 3-1 and came back and won. So it's not over. They've been in this deficit before. The only difference is they don't have Jamal Murray.
Yep, that's true. Now, Jokic on Denver. Now, Calhoun played for, not Calhoun, but the defensive guy, Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. That's Utah.
Utah, okay.
Yeah, Utah.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this page. Let me go look at let me pull this up real quick. The standings is Denver, Phoenix. Okay, so Utah, that's on the other side. Okay, so Jokic is on Denver, Rudy Gobert, Utah. Phoenix is 3-0 right now. Man, that's still wow. I'm still tripping on that because you got the young lion, and I can't think of the kid's name who showed up at the Staples Center, and is in the 6'4", and drove up inside the parking lot like, yeah, I thought you knew, and put it on in the Lakers, and you got State Farm guy, and he playing, he leading.
Chris playing. Chris out here balling. Chris is balling.
He know his window is closing.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm gonna take advantage of this.
You gotta take advantage of it. Yeah.
Got to. And we let's see here. Before we go to the next one, we're gonna take a look really, really quickly at we're gonna talk about this Friday. This Friday we have the movie night, and we got a special announcement with that I alluded to a little bit earlier. But right now we're gonna take a look at actually what's going on. Take it away.
What? You mean Marcus Holmes and the Love and Stuff community is kicking off Father's Day weekend with a movie fun night live on Facebook, June 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? Oh, that's dope. Y'all better get them tickets, yo. Weebay told y'all. Don't act like I didn't.
That's right. Friday night. Is it 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern? I'm pretty sure I'll be corrected really quickly with that one. You want to get your tickets 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to make sure you are front and center on the Love and Stuff community. Get a ticket to go to see the movie. I'm going to do my best to make it home on time to get there because I get off. And I normally get home right at about 7 Central. I'm going to be there. And I'm going to see if I can get my old lady sit with me so we can have us a movie night. Get your popcorn ready. Like Deion Sanders say, get your popcorn ready. And Deion and what's the guy who from Texas played for the Cowboys in San Francisco, made the Hall of Fame. That they like to say, get your popcorn ready. It'll be movies, prizes, a DJ, and lots of fun. Family event going into Father's Day weekend. Don't forget to click like, click share, tag someone to come in and say hello to us. Thank you, Mr. Bobby Calhoun, for coming to join us today and our Love and Stuff community on Sports Talk with Kamau Felix, as we are delving deeply into the second round of the playoffs. We've already discussed Milwaukee and the Suns. Suns looking good with the alternative uniforms. And that's one thing the NBA is taking advantage of. The NBA and NFL both was smart enough to say, hey, we can do what the colleges is kind of doing with these new uniforms. Let's go ahead and mock these new stuff up and let's get some more revenue in here. And it's I like the old school, but this new stuff they got with these nice colors and everything, matching the floors to the uniform. Each team have 5 different floors now. Because it's really easy. It's the same floor. All you gotta do is rip up the old. It's that stuff is real easy to lay out. Take it up, put it back down, or it's really not that expensive to have alternate floors all the way together that you get to play on. Because it's not that expensive if you run the operation that way. Thank you, Darren Smith, for joining us today. Let's see here. We are moving forward. Which Clippers team will show up?
Not the good one.
Right now, we're talking about the Clippers. They are down 0-2 to Utah. Rudy Gobert, the defensive MVP, is on that team, and the Clippers. We saw this before.
Right.
We saw this against Dallas.
Right.
Are they playing possum, or are they not playing up to their potential?
I don't think this time. I don't think this time is gonna happen. I think look, Utah is a good team. Hands down. You got a diamond in the gym and Mitchell.
45.
Yeah, you got a midget, Spider-Man. You got a he's a phenomenal talent. Rudy Gobert. You got Clarkson coming off the bench. You got that's what I've always referenced to. Quinn Snyder got them to buy in. They believe. Now, Kawhi, in order to take over the rings, you have to lead first. So he has to show Paul George, look, man, jump on my back. Let's do this.
Yep.
And Tyrone Lue, I mean, yeah, he's a good coach, but they might be going home.
I wouldn't doubt if they did go home. It wouldn't surprise me.
Tonight, so who knows? I mean, they do play good at Staples, so who knows?
I do. Well, okay, but my point is this. Seeing Paul George and Kawhi Leonard together, they look like a good pickup team. You know how you see, guys that always play together when they play pickup?
Right.
But when they play against a real team, that's why I always call them the pickup guys. Paul George, he gonna put up some numbers in the regular season. Right. He gonna put up numbers inconsistently in the playoffs, and then he turned into the visible man in the big game. He did. He played well against Dallas in that game 7. I had to give him that much, but I guess he's trying to change that knock about him, and that's what you're supposed to do. Right. You're not necessarily proving others wrong. You're proving yourself right. You're proving your own self-worth. And the fact that you've made this money, and anybody with any kind of pride gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and shut these guys up. They talking junk on me. They trying to they got me out here looking bad in these streets. I'm gonna go ahead and step on up. But I still see them as the pickup team. They got the Pistons boys out there, Reggie Jackson and the shooter. They out there balling. They set down they defensive stopper. He ain't played much since game 3 or game 4. He been a designated cheerleader, and I didn't think that was going to happen. He ain't been the same since he got them chicken wings in the bubble when he stopped in Atlanta for the funeral and got some chicken wings and went to the champagne room for But, that's neither here nor there. But honestly, he ain't played the same since. Thank you, Miss Teresa Marshall, for joining us here on Love and Stuff as we are talking about the second round of the NBA playoffs. We are talking about the Clippers and Utah series. The Utah Jazz in the middle of the state of Utah in Salt Lake, where there is, I call it homogeneousness in terms of what it looked like out there. It's a lot of snow, and in terms of snow coming out the air with that kind of snow, and snow. It's a lot of snow, and there's not a lot of color out there. So I would call it a homogeneous society. Like you go buy homogeneous milk, homogeneous out there. So my good buddy lived out there, and I tease him all the time. I said, man, what do you do when you see somebody? You call them, speak to him? He get mad. Tell me that ain't funny. But that's just how it is. And that's America. That's how, you go to inner city, you gonna see us. You go somewhere else, you may not see too many of us. And the state of Utah is a lot like that. Right. Probably a lot of it had to do with the climate. A lot of it had to do with the way they set things up with their laws. So that's just what it is. Atlanta, Philly. That game last night. Let's see here. Last night, let me pull up quickly go over here.
Philly won last night. So
Philly won last night. I was watching that game on the plane, and it seemed like Atlanta just couldn't put a run together. It seemed like they would get out and start, and they just couldn't. It's like the engine just couldn't go. And Philly didn't seem like it was almost like it was effortless watching Philly out there. And Joel falling all on the floor 2-3 times. I'm like, man, get your behind up. You're too big for that. Right. Insert your dominance.
Right.
He fell 2-3 times, and the one kid, he coast to coast, landed up, he finger rolling all up the backboard. And I like Atlanta because they're a gritty team. It just seemed like they just couldn't get going. Like you said, it's a game of runs. They never got their run.
Yeah.
They never got to the point where they put a run together.
No, ice cold. He wasn't ice cold last night.
Yeah. What ice cold? You right about that.
Ice cold.
But it was a good game. I'm watching on the plane. I'm watching Judas and the Black Messiah here, and 2 games here. So I'm watching, but I'm over the shoulder, and I'm just and Trae Young, he just looks so frustrated. Like, come on now, come on. And I'm rooting. I'm not really rooting for either thing. I'm a passive fan of both teams. I like Trae Young. I like the point guard, the 2 guard for Philly. I'm not much of a Joel Embiid fan. I still say he's this generation's Patrick Ewing. But I hope that he if he get one, maybe he can shut me up on that one. But I saw kind of a passive fan of both. So, but of course, it's the game of basketball. So I like the game of basketball, and I know had to be know what I'm talking about today as we get here on the show. So the question I ask is, who wants it? Because they didn't go on 1-1-1, not 2-1, not 1-2, but 1-1-1. So who you think really wants this one?
I think Chris really wants it. I mean, I really do. I think this is it. I think he, if he if they come out the West.
No, we're talking about Atlanta, Philly.
Oh, Atlanta, Philly. I'm sorry. Okay, Atlanta, Philly. I'm gonna go with Philly. Because Atlanta they like the Knicks. They just happy to be there. We just made it. If we win a couple of games, we win a couple of games. If we don't, we don't. Nobody's expecting Atlanta to do nothing. No, but when the season started, you didn't have Atlanta pick. I didn't have Atlanta pick. It's like that one sleeper team in the tournament. They knock off Michigan or they knock off Michigan State. Okay, here we go. Atlanta will be UCLA this year at the tournament. There you go.
So if they beat Philly, you think they'll beat the UCLA?
Right now, they're the UCLA.
Oh, they're UCLA. Okay.
Picked them to beat, and nobody picked them to beat the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Nobody picked them to beat the Knicks, but they beat the Knicks.
That's true. I didn't pick them to beat the Knicks. I thought the Knicks would at least win one round. I think they go further than that.
Right. Nobody picked them. Everybody picked the Knicks. So they knocked off the Knicks. They're UCLA of the tournament. Now, I hear that face in the 76ers. Like I said, he's not ice cold. He didn't wait. Like you said, he about to melt. Then it's going to be, everybody wants to see New Jersey and Philly. And that's what it's going to be. Now, who's going to win that? I don't know. But that's what everybody want to see. You're just going through a roadblock right now with Atlanta. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Darren Smith, for the a comment. You want the 76ers to win it, and I think we're going to agree with you on that one. We think the 76ers going to win this series and move on and possibly play the Nets if Milwaukee just go ahead and stay smart enough to walk the ball up the court and work the offensive sets, because they have a very strong offensive set team, and defensively they are committed to playing defense. So on that side, I do like the 76ers. Talent for talent, I think they're better than Atlanta. You got Howard over there. I was gonna say John Howard. That's wrong. You got the other Howard boy over there. He like to cause trouble, and he he ain't at the point where his talent is not gonna carry him what he used to, and dunking on people and driving the ball off the top of the backboard. He's not that guy no more. But he's still smart enough to set picks, to disrupt, to get people head and rebound and get some putbacks, catch the ball out on the wing or whatever, and go to the hole in rhythm. About 2 steps ahead of a Dennis Rodman at this point, and what he is and with his career. So when you get to that point in your career, you got to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. And I like the fact that Howard is smart enough to do that. Let's see here. Let's talk about the MVP, Mr. Jokic. Did he win it, or did he win it by default? Did he go out and take it? This is my award. I'm going to be consistent 82 games, or was it because other people didn't do what they were supposed to do? Or the third big theory is this is a global game, and I know we didn't let Giannis win it a couple of times when he may not have won it at least one of them times. So are we growing the game again by putting Jokic out here as the MVP? Did he win it? Did he win it by default? What are your thoughts?
He won it. He won it. I mean, he went out and took it. Basically.
That would be thought. I thought he was the most consistent player all season.
Absolutely.
He played the most consistently all year. They're gonna have to dress him up a little bit to put him on the promos around the world, because he's not the prettiest thing in the world.
Right.
But he's not built for beauty. He's built to play basketball.
Right.
So, but at the end of the day, this is still a global society, and some of that has to do with it a little bit. The European game, in my opinion, is still a little bit more superior than the NBA game here, even though we had probably better athletes. You see those guys that come over here and can shoot the ball like nobody's business, and their fundamentals are far above ours. That AAU, I still say AAU for as good as it's worth. It holds the game back, and you're all right, Mr. Smith. He won it. He's been putting up numbers all season, but you got to remember this: everything is still a little bit of politics to it. When Giannis winning it, stop allowing. Even though LeBron, when he could have won a couple of years back, they know he's getting up in age, so you got to start shifting the spectrum a little bit. So because the game gonna go on, the guys gonna retire. The game will move forward, and like if you look at the promos, you see them. They still put Kareem, they still put Magic, they still put Isaiah, they still put Jordan, they still put the guy who's on the trophy, on the NBA trophy. They still put him in all those promos, but at the end of the day, it's a young man's game. So you gotta. He's a young man. Mr. Jokic has did a great job, and he got a good inside-outside game. His defense is decent enough. He's not out there, blocking shots and everything like that. Every night he may block one or two, but he's not known as a good shot blocker. He know that he's gonna give him the ball. He's gonna go to work on you. He got a good mid-range game. He can shoot the three consistently. He will post you up and go to the hole and get an and one. It's a good thing to watch his game. I do like his game. Let's see here, Mr. Rudy Gobert, Mr. MVP of the defense, 3 of the last 4 years. I think he has earned that. I definitely think he's earned that. The fact that he's won the MVP the last 3 years, and he's just solid. You come down there, and he's looking to block your shot. He's looking to change your direction. He's looking to make sure you make that extra pass, and his teammates back him up by playing good help defense. I don't know about you, but I was taught ball you man defense. Ball you man on defense, and that's him. And then his teammates, not the NBA, can play a semi-zone, I guess you want to call it. You don't get the zone call anymore. That allows them to play the help defense off the zone, and I like to see that. I like to see that they made that change over the years for the NBA, and I don't have anything bad I can say about Rudy Gobert. I know that people, even as soon as the first thing he wanted, everybody went back to the first man. Say that he had first man to say he had what's the word I'm looking for? The COVID. They blamed the COVID on him. You know, he was the first one to be diagnosed. I guarantee he was the first one to have it. He poked the bear by saying, "No, I ain't got it," touching everything. He didn't get it by touching the microphone. He already had it. Once they at some point tell the truth about how once they tell the truth about how this disease, whatever this is they want to call it, this virus, how it's getting out here, they're gonna find out it's in my opinion that it's a whole lot more to it than what they're saying than just, like the common cold. Touch the. Of course, they say you can touch a doorknob and touch your face. It's a lot more to it than that. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I'm of the opinion that it was a little bit of biological warfare in there, here and there, because it is what it is, and people. I know somebody might get mad at me saying that, even though it took a lot of people out, that was probably the intention. But we're not gonna get political today. We're gonna stick to sports. Thank you, Mr. Derek Anderson, for joining us. We coming down to the home stretch of today's show. And don't forget to get the book, Gratefulness Journey Every Day, Mr. Marcus Holmes. Amazon Prime coming up. Make that your Prime gift. This coming up soon. And we will be having another show next week, next Saturday, our Father's Day edition. Friday night, we have family night, movie night. So get your tickets for that. And just thank you all for supporting us. I really am grateful that we're able to do this. Before we get out of here, I want to talk a little bit of baseball. And baseball is in full swing. Definite pun intended. Baseball season is here. And baseball was my second love. My first love was soccer. I wanted to be Pele. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Long before soccer even got popular here in America, my guy was Pele. And Pele was doing that wheel kick and kicking and taking Brazil to all the heights. Then I found out about baseball. I was my dad's best friend started the Pirates and the Steelers. So at first it was just the Pirates in the late 70s. It was just the Pirates. That's different. We having a little trouble with your volume, sir. I'm sorry. I couldn't quite hear you there.
That's different.
Okay, let me take that.
I applaud that. That most people first love is basketball, football, the soccer. I applaud that.
Yeah. And here's why. We used to play a game called sideline soccer in elementary, where it was in elementary school. I went to Angel Elementary. We played everyone on each side. You lined up against the wall randomly. And you sent 3 people out at a time. And the people who weren't out, they were all the goalies. And you had to kick the ball below the wood. And that's how I learned how to. That's how I got my love for soccer. And of course, the first thing you want to say is, who looks like me that plays soccer? Who's the best? And this is, of course, long before social media. And the only person I could find was Pele. That's how I got to be a soccer fan. And then CBC. Channel 9 in Canada would show soccer games. They would show soccer. They would show Canada versus the different countries, and so I would get a chance to watch the soccer games there, and so that's how I got to see it. But then when my dad's best friend Jimmy Colors, he started the Pirates, and it was Pirates football, Pirates baseball, and then a couple years later they changed the Pirates to the Steelers. I don't know if the baseball PAL team is still there, but I know the football team is still there, and I was on one of some of the original teams there, and I got to play baseball. I was 7, 8 years old. One of the first years, the first year that you could play, and I was the big kid with no coordination, and I was like the last guy on the team all the time. Only reason I got picked was because my daddy was best friends with the owner of the team. I know that's the only reason I made the team, because I was not coordinated at the time. So I didn't get my coordination for a few more years, and played out in the outfield. I couldn't catch. If they hit the ball to me, I let it drop, let it roll to the fence. But I had a good arm, so I could throw something. The ball coming, I run like I was going to try and catch it, knowing I couldn't catch it. And I fake it and let it drop, and I catch it off the bounce and throw it back in. By that time, they might have scored, but at least I tried. Nana Owusu, thank you for joining us. Wesley Ray, thank you for joining us today. We do appreciate you. We are talking a little bit of baseball as we wrap up. The last few minutes we have. The Tigers, they are, last I checked, they were 10 games under 500. I know they changed the manager over the offseason. They brought in the guy who was a part of the big cheating scandal in Houston. And kid named Turnbull threw a no-hitter. He's not having arm problems. I think we should be doing better than that, honestly. The American League Central is not that strong with the White Sox and the Cleveland and who else is in the division. But I think our Tigers should be doing better. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with who else on the team other than Turnbull and Miggy. Miggy's still hitting the ball, even though he looking his age, and he looking his age in the face and in the body. He looking like the kid that just signed with the Dodgers, who played for the Angels for so long in St. Louis. You know, they body types starting to look a little old. They looking like look like softball players out there playing baseball. But when you owe all that kind of money, they gotta pay. You know, they're not gonna retire. They're gonna make their money. Their wife's not gonna let them give that money up when you're making $50 million a year because of what you did when you was younger. I love baseball. I love my Tigers. I bought a Tigers jersey for the first time this year. I'll probably wear that in the next show. I think we should be doing better. I know the Lions have made a concerted effort to do better. The Pistons, in the last offseason, they were smart enough to make some moves and move some money around and get some players away. And it's a long-term project with them. You see the progress. The Red Wings, you see the progress with them. But the Tigers, I'm not so sure. I know that. I think I just want to say it's hard to put in words other than we need to be doing better. We need to do better in what we're doing, and hopefully we can do that. Any thoughts on our beloved Tigers?
Nah, they sorry. Sorry.
I can tell you this much: it's more action on Michigan and Trumbull than it is downtown on Woodward, because they got Jeezy coming on Michigan and Trumbull. It's more fun down there.
Sorry, man.
It's more fun on Michigan and Trumbull than it is down on Woodward in I-75.
Right.
And you're right. My grandfather, I know he's talking about your grandfather. My grandfather was a Tigers fanatic. We would spend many a night in the basement or many Sunday in the garage with the Tigers game on the radio, WJR. And my godfather, I can remember going away to camp. And I took my little radio to Boy Scout camp.
Okay.
Not Boy Scout camp, but to it wasn't Boy Scout. It was Safety Patrol camp. Okay. And everybody crowding around the radio on my little radio listening to the Tigers. So even though soccer was my first love, baseball is probably still my biggest love, even though My best sport was football. I can still to this day sit down and watch a baseball game and not be bored and understand what's going on. Knowing if a team is trying to play small ball, how they trying to advance the ball. That's just I love baseball.
Okay.
But that people takes us to the end of the day. We're gonna get out of here on that note. Don't forget Friday night. Get the tickets. Come for family night. Come check us out. Get the tickets. Next week we are gonna have another show, Father's Day edition. I'm gonna see if I can get a call from my dad or something. Get my sons on there, which kind of scares me. My baby girls, maybe I'll get them to come in and talk. But it's gonna be sports talk, Father's edition. Trying because I know they try and bring us down oftentimes as men, but we are here. We a lot more than people give us credit for. We take care of our children. We taking care of our old ladies' children. We there. We understand up front. You with the lady, that's your baby too. That's how I go. And when we show up and when we get to the point where we say, hey, we're gonna take on this responsibility in this relationship, that baby come with us, and we know that. So it bothers me all the time to hear people talk about men, not just black men, but men in general, how men ain't poopity poop and don't take care of their children. Don't get me wrong, it's some people out there doing that, but it's more people that's doing it than not doing it. We're gonna get out of here. See you all next week, and thank you all for showing up. We love you, and have a great rest of your Saturday.
All right.